What is going on, guys? It is Mr. Wester here to bring you my first gameplay in a long time. I just haven't been able to get to uploading. I've been focusing on other things, school, working. Just haven't had the ability to sit down and make a good video. It takes some time to do, and I just haven't had it. What have I been up to? Just playing Call of Duty over the last year. I went to UMG DC for the first time, and I also went to UMG Orlando last January, hoping that they're still going to have tournaments, but chances are they may not. There's actually something called Call of Duty World League. There's going to be $3 million tournament at the end, and that's what I'm looking forward to now. A little bit about the gameplay. 70 plus kills. It was the first gameplay that I've gotten where I've actually dropped higher than 70 kills, so I figured that it's time for me to start making content. I've been playing the game for about 3 weeks now. It's been a blast. I really enjoy it. It's a great game. Treyarch really did put some effort into this game, which I'm very happy that they did. I felt like the AW and Ghost were just kind of thrown out there just to get a game out. Seems like Treyarch is actually going to put some effort into this game and into COD World League. Now, COD World League is a tournament just like Call of Duty Championships they've had every year since Call of Duty XP on Modern Warfare 3. They're really taking a true focus on the Call of Duty Championship this year, and by they, I mean Activision and the developer Treyarch. They actually are putting a lot of effort into the competitive scene. If you look at other games that seriously focus on esports, like League of Legends, Dota, and Halo, their tournaments always run into the double-digit millions, and they've been making plenty of money to do so. So I think Call of Duty and Activision have finally decided that it's time to take a real step forward in esports. So they're going to make a large tournament. It's their first time of actually breaking more than just $1 million. So the first place prize should be somewhere around like 1.5 million to $2 million for the winning team. That's split amongst 4 people in their organization. So, I could do the math real quick, but I'm not going to. I think you guys can figure it out for yourself. That's a lot of fucking money. So, that's something to look forward to. Now, you are probably asking yourself this question: how can I get into this league? How can I get into the pro bracket? Which, I'm going to tell you right now, you can't get into the pro series. That is all invitational as of right now. They're having their first tournament sometime in December, and that's just going to decide, who the top 8 teams, I believe, are going to be. And then the rest of the year, beyond the pro league, is going to be focused on something called the Challenger League, which is a amateur tournament that just about anybody can join. They haven't really released anything on how you get into Challenger and how that all goes. All that I know is that any amateur team can go into it. I'm sure it's either pay to play or you have some type of online qualifier, and then you go to a LAN tournament, however many teams are there, and the top 2 teams from each challenger, I believe, don't quote me on this, but it's just what I've heard from the grapevine, people I know through Vex and other tournament holders and other organizations. From what I understand, it's the top 2 teams from every challenger tournament they run get a chance to go into the pro league or a different league that is separate, which would be another amateur league that allows you to end up playing in the final grand tournament for $3 million. If you are one of the amateur players who are actually interested in playing in this huge tournament for a shit ton of money that I wouldn't even know what to do with, you want to start practicing now. You want to start getting your shit together, learning callouts, learning spawns, learning rotations, learning the games themselves, because there's some people who don't even know what the competitive games are. Their search, HardPoint, Uplink, and Capture the Flag as of today. There you go. I just solved that part for you. Now, what you want to do is get a team of 4 that you trust and you have good chemistry with and play with consistently. You don't want to be playing every, 3 days or every other week or something like that. You want to be able to play together like you would for, a big basketball game or a big football game on Friday. You want to have real practice and play against good teams. Gamebattles is running premium tournaments on PlayStation 4. By the way, that is what the tournament is going to be, is on PS4. Sorry for you Xbox fans. It's unfortunate. But Gamebattles has actually been running free tournaments every Saturday and Sunday, I believe. And the grand prize is $1,000. So if you do win that, you have a little bit extra money in your pocket as well. And all you have to do is pay $12 like every 3 months, and you get that tournament every weekend. So there's something right there. And when you play in those online tournaments, you do get to play against pro teams and see how they play the game and react to your play style and whatever strategies you come up with. So right now is literally just your chance to feel for the game. Play a shit ton of pubs, get your camos, play the game however you like to play. Now, once you figure out whether or not you're a sub player, you're more of an OBJ player with a sub, or if you like slaying out and protecting certain areas of the map, beyond the objective, which would be a support player, or you want to hold spawns for a team and you know how to actually herd people and make the spawns appear in places that make people take longer to get to the objective or farther away from their base, as in uplink or capture the flag. Now is that time. Now is that time to actually learn how to play the game the way you're supposed to. On a side note, there's a thing called Arena, which is another pub playlist slash competitive playlist made by Treyarch, and they have the rule set that apparently the COD World League is going to have, and it does get you used to the picks and ban system, which is something that you need to get down because that's something that Treyarch is very proud of and Activision is very proud of. That's something that is very similar to how League of Legends plays in esports. You get to ban certain items. Everybody gets to ban one item or protect one item. You have 30 seconds to choose, and some things you choose can really screw over another team. Like I've discovered a few perks that you can ban or a few guns that you can ban that really hinders another team. Especially if you play like a sub-dominant team and you take out the 3 best subs in the game, you're really going to make them have to focus and play extra hard because they're using a gun they're not used to. So get that down, and also playing Arena gets you used to how the actual game modes are played and the maps that are going to be played on these game modes. Because some of you guys have never even played competitive before. Not insulting anybody, you know, I was an amateur at one point as well. I still am. But if you are interested in this kind of thing, you need to prepare for it now, because if you just get into it 3-4 months from now, you're going to be so far behind. It's going to be such a pain in the ass to try to catch up. So right now is your time, like I said, to really expand your knowledge and become a terrific Call of Duty player. Also, if you start playing now, you know who to look out for. You see the players, especially on PlayStation, because some of you guys may still be on Xbox, but if you're going to switch over to PlayStation, now is your time as well. But if you play now, you will actually be able to see the players who you might want to look out for in the Challenger League, because you're not going to end up playing any real pro players except the ones that placed outside of the pro bracket, which means they are very beatable teams. And out of the 64 people that are probably going to play in the Challenger League, it's just a guess by me. I figure it's either going to be 32 teams or 64 teams. You're going to end up playing a few people, but they're going to be the people that the pro players have already beaten. So it means you can too. In other words, the Challenger League is mostly going to consist of amateur players who have a decent idea how the game should be played and who want to be a pro as much as you do. So now, if you play now, you play game battles, play UMGs, play wagers, play tournaments, you're going to see those people who you're going to see in the Challenger. And if you play them now, chances are if they beat you, they're going to try to stick to their strategies that work at the beginning of the game, because a good foundation is what creates a good team. You know, and if they figure out stuff that works for them, they're going to try to stick to their roots, because they're not going to want to get too far out of their comfort zone. If a team's really good at Fringe, then they're going to stay really good at Fringe because they are confident in that map. And what you can do, you play these kids that are, 20-0, 20-1, 40-6 on game battles. You're going to know what they want to play, especially if they're premium teams and they choose their maps. So you're going to be able to actually see who to look out for, because you play a team now, you're going to play them months from now if they're going to try to go in the COD World League, especially if they're a good team, because everyone wants $3 million. Everybody wants a little bit of money in their pocket, especially from playing Call of Duty. So you focus now. You can make your strategies, because you need thousands of strategies. There's not ever one perfect strategy to a game. There's always going to be something different you have to do. You'll learn that as you play. You get everything down now. In the future, when you actually play these good teams, you might actually be able to take a win from them, because they won't be ready for you to counter what they're good at. And you might have a few things under your belt by then that will be an ultimate game changer against those kind of teams. So now is your time to prepare for that. Now, if you're not interested in it, you're just going to be a spectator, you guys are just as important as the competitive players who are going to these tournaments. Viewership is what we need. If you want to go to these tournaments, start planning for it now, because they're going to be all across the nation, maybe in other parts of the world, especially if you live in, like, Australia. They're going to have qualifiers there as well. So you should start making plans now, because that way you can go to these events and purchase your passes, which help fund this tournament, future tournaments, and shows Activision that there are millions of people who are actually interested in this kind of stuff. You are the real MVP in this situation. You are the people that Activision is trying to get the attention of. Because when League of Legends plays or Dota plays on Twitch and any major LAN tournament they have, they pull 100,000 viewers without a problem. And sometimes even, so much more than that. So they want people to be interested in this. That's why I'm making this video. for those of you who want to play, you have a little bit of a jump start in what you need to do to get into these tournaments and do well, and to give a little bit of information to those who don't have it, who have never actually seen esports before. Because, like I said, spectators are the real importance in all this. We are trying to entertain you. We are trying to make sure that the game is fun to watch for you. So your input, what you like, what you don't like, be sure to tell Treyarch because they will actually understand what you want from the game and they'll start making the league more focused on you. And if you think something's stupid or you agree with pro players, tell them like, hey, UAV needs to be banned. Sixth Sense needs to be banned. The Vesper needs to be nerfed a little bit, etc., etc. That's your input that they're trying to focus on because pro players, they are the 1%. They are literally the best players in the world, but that is not what Treyarch wants to focus on. They want to focus on the general at-home living room players who just play the game for absolute fun and watch COD World League because they like seeing somebody who is incredibly good at the game. So voice your opinions, let them know what you want out of the game, and I guarantee they will listen to you because Treyarch is doing very well at participating in their fan base. Alright guys, I've tried to give you as much information as I could. I'm also going to put a few questions and answers in the description. They should be extensive, and if you have questions yourself, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. I will be happy to answer. I don't have anything else better to do. It pops up right on my phone, so if you ask me a question, I will be happy to respond to you. My goal here is to expand knowledge to those of you who are interested in this kind of thing, because that is, like I said, spectators and amateur players are the real focus in all this. They want to get people interested, and I want to give my knowledge. I've been playing Call of Duty since Call of Duty 2, and I've known competitive since Modern Warfare 3. So any questions you guys have, I will be happy to answer. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful Black Friday afternoon, day. It's 11:41 a.m., so afternoon. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your holiday season. Be safe and have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.